But it's keyforge time. Anyways, keyforge class 4 today, and today we are going over SAS. What is SAS and what do they know? SAS, expected amber and amber control. Basically, so we've spent the last week or so really talking about expected amber value of your deck, trying to optimize our plays around generating as much amber as possible. And today I kind of wanted to transition into the discussion about what is amber control and how does that work. But it's really hard to talk about. It's really hard to figure out exactly how much amber control and like when does my deck start becoming a control deck versus a rush deck or aggro deck, without kind of taking a look at your amber control number. It's also really really closely tied to the clock or tempo of your deck. And that's not really a thing, but whatever. Right. So last time we talked about tempo, and I said it's based on all tempo plays are about adjusting the clock in the game, how many turns you have left until you win the game, and trying to reduce the number of turns that your opponent has left until they win the game. So it's easy to see how we can decrease the number of turns it takes for us to win the game, and it's kind of easy. It's a little bit more difficult to understand. Well, I played a miasma. Did it actually affect the clock? Or I played Terms of Redress and captured 2 amber. Is their clock adjusted at all for that? Or if you play like Burn the Stockpile, you actually probably have really good indication that yeah, actually I did set them back a turn or two. So, but it's if you guys remember the unpublished Quantum, it has actually a pretty poor amber control rating. And if you think about it, there's not a lot of cards in that deck that will interact with your opponent's amber. So let me pull up the deck list for you guys. Here we go. This is decks of Keyforge. This is the deck page for the unpublished Quantum. If you're unfamiliar with decks of Keyforge and SAS and all that stuff, I guess we could start there. So if you go to the website Decks of Keyforge and you put in your deck name up here, you can go to the deck. It'll bring up a page just for your deck. Here's the full deck list, and it's on the right here. You see all these stats that describe different aspects of your deck. You can kind of see that up here with these bell curves, but for the most part, everyone likes SAS. Well, SAS is at the very least, it's fun to look at your decks, but like, ooh, what did I get? How good is my deck according to SAS? And depending on who you talk to, people can see the accuracy of SAS as being somewhere between astrology and, I don't know, actual mathematical predictions of quality of your deck. For the most part, I think SAS is reasonably accurate. I would say if you're within like 5 points of each other, this number right here, you probably have a fairly even matchup regardless. But anyways, today we're going to talk about these very specific things over just these two for the most part: amber control and expected amber. So yeah, back to the unpublished Quantum. Wow, it's pop-ups everywhere. It has an amber control rating of 3.1, which if we come up here and we find our where is it? A battery amber control. Here we go. Our amber control bell curve. It's on the lower half. In fact, it might even be in the lower this 2 standard deviations away from the average here. The average is probably around 7 based on this. So it is an extremely low deck. But like, what is this? So how do we get this amber control number? SAS basically assigns the people who make SAS go through and evaluate all the cards and try and pull apart some sort of objective value out of it and say, well, in this case, we have a Bumpsy that it's getting 1.6 amber control for. So how it gets that number, it finds Bumpsy. If we look at it, when you play it, your opponent loses 1 amber. Okay, great. So it gets this bonus 0.6 because we also have a couple cards that return friendly creatures to hand. If you look down at the bottom here. So that would be War Drummer. So I guess they think 0.6, right? That's what it says over here. 0.06. Okay, 0.06. So about 6% of my games, I guess, I'm going to be able to play a Bumpsy, and then I will later draw within the next turn, or even the same turn, I'll be able to play War Drummer and play Bumpsy again. And then at the same time, Crumps are apparently also, according to them, very likely going to kill one creature, and they'll lose one. So I should expect to lose. If I get a chance to play every single card in my game, every single card in my deck once, I should expect my opponent to lose 3 amber. Some, and 1/10 of the time lose a 4th amber. And then this other number here, expected amber, is the other side to that. How much amber this deck, according to them, will generate if I play every single card once, by the end of the game. I think it also gives you, sometimes I think it gives you an extra point for having a big creature, but it doesn't look like it. I was thinking having a big creature and the likelihood of you reaping with it. We don't see a big twig in this list, so never mind. Ignore that. So yeah, this is easiest. So if you see the Dust Pixies over here, they're worth 2 because they have 2 amber pips, and then that's it. They're worth 2. You play it, you get 2. Awesome. They don't get a bonus for having other synergies. Interestingly enough, they have Wild Wormhole as a 0.75. Play the top card of your deck. It loses some value in this deck because there's Board Viper 2 in here, a couple cards that we don't actually want to play all the time. So they think that sometimes they're just going to discard the card, and it's not actually going to be worth 1 amber every single time you play the deck, every single time you play the game. So that's what expected amber and amber control mean. What does it mean for us? I'm trying to, if I came to this deck and I never saw it before, what would I think looking at these numbers? How would it help me play the deck without spending the 10s or 20 game that we spent already? We would know that. So what we can do by looking at this, we can see, just looking at these 2 numbers, I'm gonna come back throughout the rest of the week, and we'll kind of go over some of these other numbers. But today, just looking at the expected amber and amber control values, we know that we mostly have to raise. We might be able to one time buy a turn. That's what 3.1 says to me, and also the fact that it's from cards like Crump and Bumps, or the fact that Crump is giving me essentially 66% of my amber control. I don't think that's even that reliable. So it's not. I don't think it's that reliable. So I think this deck, we need to just go as fast as we can and hope to outpace them, as we've kind of seen before. We're just going to play lots of creatures. It's just play lots of creatures and reap a whole bunch. In addition to this expected amber being 18, it shows you here that we have 10 bonus amber pips. So yeah, so we get 2 from Dust Pixie and like 1 from Fate or from Positron Bolt here. So it counted all of them up for us. So it is expecting us to gain an extra 8 from effects like, so you can see 1 from Desania. Titan Mechanic is worth half a point, or it's another one. Dr. Escutera is worth 1 each. So Dr. Escutera, play it, you gain 1 amber for each forged key your opponent has. So yeah, I think 1's about the average, what you can expect. And then they gave us 1 for Desania as well. So remember, the goal of keyforge to get to 18. So we're gonna have to get to 18 plus whatever amber control our opponent has as fast as we can. So we're gonna have to do a little bit more than just play all of our cards. We're gonna have to reap a couple times at least, which isn't a big deal because it shows us, fortunately, or one of the other things I really like about SAS is that it does a nice quick summary on the right here about all the different counts of all the cards you have. So as we can see, this deck has 26 creatures, which you might have been able to guess by watching me play this deck a couple times, and 10 actions, and that's literally all the cards in the deck. Has some key cheating cards, and it has some archiving cards in it, but whatever, not as important. It's really, these are kind of very important numbers to to know about, especially for cards like Hunting Witch. You want to know, do I have a lot of creatures in my deck? If you might remember, I can jump over here real quickly. We're gonna talk about this other deck, Trekker the Truculent, I don't know. This deck, if you might remember it, it has 30 expected amber and basically 9 amber control. So the weird thing about, so one of the hardest things for me to understand about decks of Keyforge, and obviously they kind of run into the same issue in talking about amber control, is how do you rate capture and things like Drumble. And so they rate capture as 0.5. It's worth 0.5 amber control, which I guess makes sense. It does make sense. It's clearly not as good as just destroying amber or stealing it, but because your opponent can get it back. In my mind, capture is only worth something if it actually bought you a turn. And most of the time, capturing doesn't do that. It's like if you capture any time before the third key, they're going to get it back, and they probably will just not actually lose the turn that it would have taken them to gain the amber and forge their key anyways. So that doesn't make a lot of sense. Don't worry about it. We'll talk about it a little bit later. Anyways, I'm getting basically 3 amber control from my 2 Drumbles here. Let's play and capture all their amber if they have 7 or more, which does a good job of buying you a turn, but it doesn't always buy me a turn, right? If I capture all their amber for their first key and then they kill it, sure, it might have taken them longer to get that first key, but the time it takes for them to get their second key than where they should have been is probably actually about the same. Unless they just have, I don't know. Yeah, so Drumbles are really good, I think, on the third key. If I could just, as you might have seen a couple times, I'm not sure if I've done this before, but a couple times you'll just hold Drumble in this deck. You'll rise, you get back both your Drumbles. You play one to stall them a turn, and then when they kill the Drumble, you play the second Drumble, and then you stall them another turn. Mostly because this deck has such a high expected amber value, it can just go to check, go to check, go to check, go to check, and just fight for key 3. Hey, I'm not sure. I will definitely tell that to Sultana. I assume that's one of your decks. Welcome. Thanks, Dave, for stopping by. So that's the deal with amber control. It's a little wonky when it comes to cards like Drumble and Terms of Redress. And as we can see, it has a really high expected amber, and that's kind of why I like playing this deck. It's just kind of go, 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 go. One of the reasons I definitely want to bring it up, it was 11 creature deck with the Hunting Witch. So as we've seen, and a pair of full moons, this deck, it's actually really hard to generate like more than 2 amber off of these cards, which I think, it's really hard to generate 2 amber or more, which is a little unexpected when people, if you look at a deck list and if you don't look at a deck list and someone plays a Hunting Witch, I expect them to be gaining at least 2, probably 3 or more amber on that turn. But this, and then on following turns as well if I don't kill a Hunting Witch. But in this deck, I think it almost might be okay if someone plays against me and they play a Hunting Witch. I think there's a good chance I don't think I'd feel incentivized to kill it right away, because there's just so few options, or it's so unlikely for them to actually play more than like 1 creature on their turn. So that's another that's a really long roundabout way to say I appreciate them having these counts here. It makes looking up trying to understand the value of these type specific cards like Hunting Witch, or things like if I have artifact removal in my deck and then I go to my opponent's list and I see that they have 2 artifacts down here, then I know, oh great, my artifact removal is going to do something. But anyways, that is the unpublished quantum. So we talked about the unpublished quantum. Today I'm also going to try and do a little bit better job of exposing you guys to decks from the different sets. Right now there's only 3 sets out, and unfortunately I only play with about 3 decks a day. So we're going to talk about we're going to switch over to a high amber control deck. 15 is about as high as my decks go. And if we come up here, we can see we're at the very tippy top of the bell curve. Wow, maybe I should be on this view right now. Sorry. So we're at the very top of the bell curve here. Maybe probably 2 standard deviations away from the median or the average. What does this deck do? It has double routine job, so we're going to steal hopefully 3, and a pair of Nerve Blasts, and a pair of Yahtzee Gangs, a couple of Charrettes, and a Lash of Broken Dreams. Pretty much covers the majority of the Amber Control this deck has. So compared to the other 2 decks that we looked at, the Unpublished Quantum and Trekker, this deck is going to be a lot slower. It's a much grindier game, and it's going to take a lot longer to get there. We can't even expect to generate 18 Amber over the course of playing over our deck once, so we're going to have to shuffle at least once, and it's not because we're drawing a lot of cards. And finally today we're going to play, I'm not going to pronounce it, Nema H. Cinder Maggot the Last. Again, it has some more capture in it, so we're going to, through Hugger Muggers, play capture 1 if your opponent has more forge keys than you, steal 1, so hopefully we'll get, I'm not sure hopefully we'll get that steal, but it would be nice to steal a little bit, and this deck is also heavily reliant on capture. It also doesn't have too much in the way of the Saurian's ability to move Captured Amber into my own pool, minus this Library of Palosaurus here. So we're going to have to do our best to protect our Captured Amber. It has a Perfectus Ludo, and that's about it. And then we just got some normal Dis board control and a Lilithal for just a little bit more Amber control. I think this is my highest Amber control deck according to Decks of Keyforge. So I just want to give us all an exposure to how Amber Control works. Well, a little bit of exposure to how Amber Control works through each of the sets, and let's get into it. I don't know who you are, but we're going to start with Unpublished Quantum because that feels the most Keyforge classy to me. I don't know. I like the title. Basically, that's what we're here today. Alright, so start game. Sorry, my mic's in the way. I'm not sure what's up. Our opponent might actually be reading our deck list, so we can... Oh, they left the game. Okay. I guess we'll leave the game too. Cool. We get to join this other game. Zoo! I'm on the right. Make sure I'm on the right place. Yep, cool. Hopefully they are ready to go. Yep, cool. We'll start the game. They might actually be reading our deck list. We might consider reading their deck list. Alright, real quickly, we will come down here. They also have low Amber control and a reasonably high expected Amber, so this should be just a pretty straightforward race with 1 or 2 tempo turns. We're going second. This War Drummer plus Smash isn't going to do a lot for us, and at the same time, this Prawn Monkeys and Mushroom Man might be okay, but I think I'm just going to mulligan this. Hopefully there should be we should be able to get a better hand here. We didn't really get a better hand. We lost one of our Brobnar cards. We got this Library Access, which not going to do us any good, and this Key Charge also. This Untamed is really bad. This Logos is really bad. Cool. We're just gonna go Brobnar. We're gonna play our cards. I'm not really sure why I did this. I just wanted to smash something twice, I guess. Things are not looking the best. So they played a Eureka, they gained 3 Amber, and they archived 2 cards, so I'm really liking their position right now. They're doing a lot better at racing us. We need to try to basically, well, everything we talked about last week, we need to build up a better delta than them, start reaping a whole bunch. to overcome the edge they have on expected amber and the edge that they have on amber control. So we might expect to lose 5 amber by throughout the course of this game. All right, we're just gonna do cards plus board. Fortunately, this Titan Librarian is not on a flank. Sorry, if it's not on a flank, they get to archive a card. So they missed out on a little bit of value there by clearing our board. We're just not. We're having a little trouble establishing a board, but we might get there soon. I'm trying my best right now to not play logos, just so I can build up a good library access turn. So that's what I want to see soon, as soon as I can, and try and just use that to build up a really big board. We have some amber generation over here. We probably will just go logo or untamed on our next turn if we have to, or if our opponent doesn't do anything on their next turn that we need to respond to, we'll probably just go untamed, so we can play more cards plus board and get 3 points. We'll start making a little bit of progress here on the on our amber generation. They play Carpet Flotsam and a Dominator and a Fixed Finger. Well, we can't actually respond to any of this. We're certainly not going to fight this Dominator. We don't need to fight this Dominator. I guess we could fight the Dominator with the Mushroom Man. This Librarian is going to gain some value, but I think we'll find. I think we'll just have to race those cards right now, for now. So we're going to go with Untamed. We're going to Reap here. Play a Dust Pixie on the right. And then we play this Giant Sloth on the right. I'm not sure if it was right to play the sloth over here. I'm just thinking that there's a Gengar Chieftain. I don't think I can fight with it if I use Gengar Chieftain. Unless I discard an untamed card. So maybe it would be better to leave the Dust Pixie on the flank, but honestly, I saw this Mushroom Man as a viable option. Alright, so here we go. We got Lost in the Woods, which is really good for us. It's pretty good for us. The Sania is even better for us. They're going to archive a second card. We might actually just go into Untamed here. Into Logos on this next turn. Wow, 1-2 punch and Tremor. That's pretty sweet. They are really just blazing through. Yeah, we're going to go Logos here. We're going to play Library Access. I'm going to play this Titan Mechanic on the right. Cancel. We're going to play the Wild Wormhole first. We're just going to stack the right-hand side over here because we don't want them to be able to unlock the Titan Mechanic unless we really are ready for that to happen. Sweet, Sania got rid of a Key Abduction, which they might have been trying to build for a Key Abduction combo, and there we go. So now we've caught up. We got to draw a couple extra cards. It wasn't quite the Library Access turn I was hoping for, but it did its job. The Wild Wormhole here was a sweet get. A lucky hit for us. Gave us a couple extra draws. So now they forge, and hopefully... So they have 5. Amber Control. We haven't seen any of it yet. Yeah, we haven't seen any of it yet. So I'm not sure if Dexa Keyforge counts Tremor as Amber Control. It might. So I think we might see... we might not make this key here, but Logos, especially AOA Logos, isn't really known for its Amber Control. So we should be okay. Our next turn... I think our next turn... I don't know what I want to do. I was thinking that... Wow, look at all these cards. I was thinking I want to play these Lost in the Woods to put back the Desania, especially if we're going to leave this Titan Librarian out. If they want to keep archiving, we'll just put the Desania back in our hand, into our deck and get them again. But it might be better to... might be better just to Coward's End here and gain a couple more amber. We Coward's End here. We do clear out all their problem cards. We don't lose too many things I care about right now. The Quixo is the most important creature, and this Dust Pixie is fine. We'll find another one later. I think Brobnar here and the Coward's End is worth it. We get rid of this board that they've established. And then we also get to do fun stuff like this. Reap. We're gonna kind of just do a little bit better job at racing them here. So we've caught up on Amber. We played a lot of cards. We did eat some chains, but here's that Dust Pixie. This actually looks pretty good for us. Our following Untamed turn is going to be really good because we do get to shuffle back our Gengar Chieftain. Unfortunately, we are going to shuffle back this Crump here without it doing any work. The shuffling would be nice if it was healing it and it actually got to do something. I think we can still just race them pretty alright. We do have a Hunting Witch coming up. Unfortunately, we're running out of untamed creatures. So we're going to play the Dust Pixie on the right. We're going to shuffle these guys away. I think the Amber on Lost in the Woods is worth more than having a Crump on the board, so I'm just going to play it. And that's what we did that. So we're just going to, like I said, we just need to race them. We don't have a lot of Amber control options, so we're not very interested in maximizing on that. I think we can beat them in the race. Especially with our Dr. Escutera. If they get to key 2, this card actually goes up in value, so we're actually doing a pretty good job. We're in a pretty good spot right now with this hand. We get to play more Dust Pixies and Big Twigs. I'm always happy to do that. Great. Blue key, we're going to go stun an exhausted creature. Okay, so we're going to go Untamed. It's important to, wanted to make sure I can't, it's any creature and not just enemy creatures. So we're going to Reap with this Big Twig and we're going to stun an exhausted Dust Pixie. We're going to play another Big Twig and we will end our turn here. Alright, so our next turn is probably just going to be, I think we just can keep pushing. We have good board control here and we just can keep stunning our Dust Pixie, and we're losing out on a little bit of Amber. Not sure if we need to draw cards. I'm not sure how worried I need to be about how much they can burst. Alright, Carpet Flotsam. Ooh, Mars needs Amber. Carpet Flotsam too. Okay, well, there we go. There's all that burst that I was worried about. They're at 12? Jeez. I actually think we're out. I don't think that this deck has the tools to deal with them at 12 Amber. Yeah, we need to draw as many cards as we can in this case. So we're going to go Logos. That's unfortunate. Not being too picky with my cards here. I'm just playing as many as I can. Bumpsy does give us a little bit of Amber control here. This Hunting Witch is a little late to the party. It missed all of its good Untamed friends. We didn't draw into any of the Crumps that we needed. Hopefully they don't get any Amber here and we can just get another turn of drawing cards. They decided to fight their Groke to make us lose some Amber. Great. So they didn't go to 6. We can... What do we want to do? We want to... I guess cards plus board? How important is drawing cards? We need to race here wherever we can, I think. I think we... Ignore... I'm trying to think. So maybe this Quixo fighting the Proliferator might be worth it. Only because I don't want them to get back, say, like this Mars needs Amber, or this Harvester, maybe. Although this War Chest is not a good thing for us either. So by playing a lot of creatures, we open ourselves up. All right, so okay, that's what we're gonna do. So to play around the war chest, we're gonna actually play these big creatures here. That means so this war chest they gain 1 every time they destroy a creature in a fight. So right now their only availability is this quick. So by playing more creatures here, they could play more Brobnar creatures and potentially gain more amber off this war chest. And all of our plays to draw cards to hopefully find a Crump and a Gengar Chieftain. Yep. Or yeah, we just needed the Crump. We really needed this Gengar Chieftain right here plus this Crump to hope to even have a chance at staying in this game. Or I might have misplayed that. I forget. Did I draw that? Did I draw this Escutera? I probably did. It might have been better to play the Escutera and reap with the Quicksilver and just go to 6. Yeah, I was trying. I may have played around this too much in this case. Going to 6 is important. It would force them to basically have to go into Brobnar to put damage on their creatures, at least what's based on the board. Iron Obelisk increases my key cost for every damaged Brobnar creature. So they could easily fight this Gengar Chieftain here and go make my keys cost 7. Oh wow, they're playing Immersion Generosity Key Abduction deck. Yeah, should have paid more attention to their list, but we're not doing that today. So yeah, that is good game. That is probably a poor showing for that deck. But yeah, that's what happens. We had trouble getting on board. They did a good job keeping us off the board. Pulled ahead of us. Let's give it one more shot, and then we're going to switch to another deck. Fun, straightforward decks today. Every day. Cool, this is great. We're going to keep this hand. I'm going to start by playing this Piranha Monkeys, and then we're just going to play this Hunting Witch with Nocturnal Maneuvers back up, and then some really big creatures. So we should be able to actually, here's some Amber Burst that we didn't quite get last time. Yep, you too, good luck, have fun. So we're going to start with the Piranha Monkeys, mostly because it kills our Hunting Witch. If we play it, so either way we have to play this first. Or else we're just going to sacrifice this Hunting Witch to the Piranha Monkeys next turn. For 1 Amber, I think Hunting Witch represents a big enough threat, and this Nocturnal Maneuvers here is going to make it extra difficult for them to be able to interact with it. Hopefully they didn't get also an equally insane turn. See, there's the Gongoozle, or there's a piece of removal right there. That's unfortunate. So, and they control the weak. Well, I guess we're just going to Positron Bolt, get rid of the Ember Imp. That was a pretty good control of the weak. Dependency Halicore plus save the pack. Great. So we didn't lose out on too much. We're down a couple cards compared to them, but for the most part, we get to play the game plan we wanted. It's unfortunate we drew this Key Charge here. I think we're just going to discard it. We do have a lot of potential to use it in the following turns. But we didn't quite get there. Alright, so Bait and Switch, Poison Wave. Poison Wave number 2. Great. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna go Brobnar here. Just keep building a board. Actually, cancel. Play this creature on the right. We're gonna stun the Naughty. We're going to play this Troll on the right and this Headhunter on the left. So this Headhunter hopefully will do work against these elusive creatures so we don't lose the Amber we should have gained by fighting. So we'll make up for it, and then the second creature can fight, and we'll kind of lose one there, but we're not going to lose the full 2 for the elusive. Cool, they go Shadows again. they're just gonna keep rushing. They got to their 1 key. They've spent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Amber Pips. Or 6, 7 Amber Pips in their deck already. So they're going pretty fast. Urchin steal 1. Yeah, this is a fairly classic Coda deck. Just gonna do our best. What do we want to do here? Untamed looks actually pretty good at this point. We get to we're just kind of keep this Naughty locked down, go up to 6 off of the Dust Pixies, and play another Big Twig. I'm deciding to put a Dust Pixie on the flank, mostly because the Big Twig is not very good at fighting. We have the superior Delta, so I think I'm going to ignore the Silvertooth here. I don't really feel the need to fight it. And we definitely can't kill this Urchin here. So now we have a really good library access turn if we need to do it. They're responding with their own set of Dust Pixies and Lost in the Woods. Okay, so they're going to put back this Urchin and this Dust Pixie. They'll probably put back the Big Twigs. Try and minimize our delta here. We're at 5. Alright, we're still at 5 untamed. Oh, they didn't put back the Urchin. Alright, they're going to Lost in the Woods the second time. Okay. Interesting. I guess, yeah, these are fairly good play effects. They'll put back the Big Twigs again? That's my guess. I'm going to keep guessing Big Twigs. Okay, I guess... I like gaining 4 Amber. I'm going to go to check again. It's fine. I don't mind stunning these Dust Pixies. They've done their job. They're getting so much extra value just by existing now. There we go. Check with 6. Yeah, I don't think we're keeping up with this deck. There's a reason why I don't play this deck in actually play this deck in Volturi. And then went 7. What can I do about that? Forge or Key. I don't know. We're going to go Logos. We're going to see if we can do anything. Draw some cards. Play some cards. I don't think there's much we can do. Okay, Wild Wormhole here could do something. War Drummer is probably something we needed to happen. Definitely did not get there. I think our best out to this was Wild Wormhole plays Bumpsy, and we could... Or, I don't know. That's it. Good game. Alright, well, that is the Unpublished Quantum. They have fairly high expected Amber deck. We definitely felt that. Not very able to interact on that front, and we definitely weren't able to race them as much as they were able to race us. Their Amber control, they spent it all pretty early. We definitely fell behind a little bit due to all the steal that they had. Maybe if they didn't have it, we would have been able to beat them to the key. But if they didn't have those cards, they would have also probably had some other expected Amber generating cards instead. Alright, leave the game. Join another game. This time we're gonna... Man. Going to leave this game. You know, fuck. We're gonna join it. Who cares? We're gonna join it. We're gonna play Cooper. This might not be the most winning stream. We're gonna try our best. We're going second. We have a pretty lackluster hand here. Tesmal is fine, but nothing to support it. This routine job's gonna miss. this bad penny is just a bad penny, and so we'll basically have our opening hand right now is a singular Yancy Gang and a Tesmal, and 2 almost do nothing Mars artifacts. So we're gonna mulligan. We got a routine job back, a pair of charrettes. Alright, we're gonna lose a lot of amber control here, but seeing them this early, hopefully we'll actually cycle back to them and get them later. So I'm putting this Gub in the center because I don't want to give this Hapsis any targets it can fight and get warded with. Unfortunately, this Thorium Plasmate is just going to kill our Gub. And now this Hapsis can fight and get its ward. So that's the most I've ever seen the most work I've seen a Thorium Plasmate do. Okay, so we have a whole bunch of Shadow Steel. We're gonna have to play this Nerve Blast first to pop this ward. So now this Hapsis does, like, once again, doesn't have anything it can fight. We're gonna go ahead and just discard this routine job. Hopefully we'll get the second one when it's a little bit better for us. Alright, so yeah, just trying to stay on board. We need to find hopefully a better answer. I guess we could just fight the Charrette into anything we don't like. This Life for Life is probably going to sacrifice the Charrette, or we can just Gateway. Don't really want to just Gateway. It depends. If they play, let's say, like one more big creature like Daughter, yeah, that's 4 cards. We get to steal a bunch. I'm pretty happy with stealing a bunch and murdering Failing Strike. Okay, so we don't get to steal a bunch anymore. I'm pretty sure the answer here is just Gateway and Lash. At this point, we don't have any other real meaningful interactions we can do. We can Life for Life our Yancy Gang. So we can steal 1, gain 1, and destroy 1 creature, or we can just play our Lash and destroy everything. I think that's probably the best play. It's a little unfortunate, or it's definitely unfortunate. We only got 1 house worth of creatures there, so they only spent like 2 turns, barely 2 turns of building up that board, and we kind of had to spend our whole turn here, and they gained so much value out of it already. Ugh, this is rough. So we're clearly not going to call Dis again, so we have to give them the key here because they're going to steal 1 off the Kin Can. And look at it, they just have another board of played 5, 6. They played 6, 7. Wait, 3, 6, 7. They played 7 cards of the same house in 1 turn. I don't know how we could even hope to keep up with that. So we're just gonna play. We're playing 5. It's not bad. Cards plus board teaches anything, right? We definitely want to be playing. Hey, Aurora, how's it going? Glad you could make it. I guess, yeah, I should focus a little bit more on amber control stuff. Just getting beat up pretty badly today, right now. I don't think this deck has what it takes to interact with this deck, but we're gonna do what we can. What do they got? This is they equip Queen Cannon's Blaster. They're going to put a card. They put the Mind Worm into our archives. Yeah, I need another board wipe right now. I'm certainly not going to get it. This is a rough spot. I don't think we're gonna even with the large amount of amber control we do have in this deck. I don't think we're gonna draw into it quick enough to be able to make up for this delta. We definitely have to go Mars because we have all these Mars cards. Sure, man. I guess I could Lash them, but we don't have any discards. So we're just going to go ahead and Reap. Try and keep up. Not do a very good job of keeping up. We will destroy the mother gun. It's least valuable. We will destroy. What does this do? Oh, they archived a bunch of cards. We just get our amber back, I guess. And we'll destroy the... I don't know if they have multiple king hands. I don't care at this point. Actually, I gotta get rid of this blaster here. I don't want to get rid of the blaster because they can... the king can reap and pop the mind worm here. And this mind worm actually might be our best bet at dealing with this board. So that's why the blaster had to go. Alright, so we're getting it back into the shadow stuff. They played they played another King Can's blaster. Great. Okay. Well, I had a dream. Oh, interesting. They archived the mind worm again. All right. So what do we do here? We can go shadows. I think shadows is the best bet here. Nope, we're going to... So the plan for shadows here is we're going to play this bad penny. So right, we're going to life for a life the bad penny. And I guess King Can. I want to play the Dusk Runner over here. We're going to pop the combat pheromones. So we can reap with this guy, steal 1, gain 2 amber. Discard the bad penny, and then play the anti-gang. Try and claw our way back into this game. Hopefully they just kill the anti-gang and we can probably actually carpet flocks them. Might be a useful tool here. I don't know. That might be a little asking for a little too much. This Yishi might have been better spent to try and life for life him, or at least put some damage on it. But we need to... Interesting, they decided against... Oh no, they discarded their 2 Calipigian Ideal, or 1 Calipigian Ideal. Tau Vapors, Jargoggle. They are just running through their deck. What do we want to do? Our Mars is pretty garbage now that the Yancy Gang is there. Our Shadows is okay. We forged a key, we did it. Destroys odd power creatures, which is all of our creatures and 2 of their creatures. We can get back a charrette if we really wanted to. I think that's the best hit right now for the Exhume. So this is probably not something we're looking to do. I guess Onyx. No, I was thinking Onyx Knight might open up the carpet flotsam, but it's not. So we're just gonna go shadows. Do we need to fight anything? I don't think so. I mean, if I could, I would fight the Quant here, but we're not gonna play anything to our hand. We're going to action. We're gonna play a little Nif. Deploy to the right of the gang. Because why not? Oh, I forgot he has Omega. That's my bad. Whoops. That's real unfortunate. I really need to play this routine job. Alright, so I can continue to maybe try to ignore their board. I'm thinking this is definitely our next turn. There's a good chance they go up to 6, so we're going to be stuck in Lash. Alright, so they went Logos. They're playing a bunch of cards. They're warding a bunch of stuff. Alright, so we're going to go Dis. Take all of our cards into our hand. No thank you. Yeah, at this point we play the Onyx Knight. It destroys actually a bunch of important creatures. That's fine. And leaves, yeah, that's fine. Alright, play the Onyx Knight to the right. Then we're going to Gungoozle here, get some of our amber back. And then I guess we have to get back to Charette in this case. We're definitely never going to fight with it, so we don't want to spend one of our little NIF slots on it. Hopefully we can just draw into some actual amber control. So this is it. We're going to steal 3. That might not be enough. This Yishi here, it could just fight here, go up to 8. -3 is okay for us, so long as they don't do literally anything else, but seriously doubt that's going to happen. Shreks is a good start for them. Legionnaire, alright. Bluff, sorry, yeah, we're gonna have, it's gonna be rough. I don't think we're coming back, I don't think we're winning this game. But, wow, City State Interest, this is a pretty nice looking deck. So, they're definitely pulling, they're doing a good job. Interesting to put the Captured Amber on some of these, they're already stacking a bunch of Captured Amber here. It makes it a little bit, I like spreading out my Captured Amber, especially onto like these bigger guys that I don't necessarily need to remove. Legionnaire, maybe. Definitely want to put on Tricks. Igor is a little suspect in my mind. Anyways, we're gonna, we can go Shadows here. We don't want to play Dis unless we have to. We don't want to stuck playing, using Lash every single turn. Although I guess we could steal one. Who do we fight if we steal one? We don't really have actually any good fights to steal one here. Yeah, so we're going to go Shadows. No thank you. We're going to Nerve Blast. Oh, I don't think actually I can do enough. I forgot the Strix has a million amber on it. I'm dumb. I forgot about the Strix. And they win. Alright, good game. Wow. That was rough. Thank you, Dave, for playing against Jupiter, so I didn't have to click that button. Let's try again. It's definitely not a strong deck, at least in terms of SAS, pretty low. We're mostly here to try and see what amber control, a higher amber control deck feels like. The low SAS is, not necessarily the low SAS, but just the, what went wrong there? Well, what didn't feel right about the deck? We kind of, they had a lot of answers for our board. A lot of things that we want to do is board dependent. So if they're playing things like board wipes in this deck against our deck, or, I guess it's on me to hit start. So if they're playing a lot of like board wipes and targeted removal, a lot of our steal options in Shadows aren't going to hold. We're going second again. This looks a lot better. Unfortunately, this Exhume is going to not do anything for us, but I think this early Tesmal should actually do a lot of work. And this Life for Life, we could always if they play a couple things, the Spider actually might do a good job defending the Tesmal. And worst case scenario, we have Life for Life and Nerve Blast over here to buy us a little bit more time to use the Tesmal. I guess they might be looking at our deck, so we can take a quick look. So they've got 24 expected amber and 5 amber control. What does that tell me? That tells me that, alright, so they have 5 amber control. Mother Northel probably don't have a lot of capture, would be my guess. Most of that amber control should be sitting inside of Shadows. So I don't have to worry about that card. So we definitely are not going to deviate from our plan. We're going to play a Spider, we're going to Exhume for nothing, and we're going to play a Tesmal. If we, so this card, they get to move one captured amber, one from an amber they've captured to their pool, kind of like a stealing one. It could be powerful, but for the most part, they need to capture something to begin with, so I'm not too worried about it. They have a higher expected amber than us, but we have significantly higher amber control, so hopefully we'll just have to rely on our steal to make a lot of our amber, slow them down, just play a long grindy game. This is a good, not necessarily the best start for that plan. Tesmal is going to help. But we definitely want to spend a lot of our time actually in shadows, stealing amber for the most part. Destroy them all. Doesn't do anything. So what's our next turn look like? They're going to go dis. They Hysteria. Okay, interesting. I think I'm fine replaying that hand. I guess we could. I'm looking at the Mars here. We could destroy them all to destroy the streak and get Ancient Human out. But their board's weak enough. Yeah, I think they panicked there a bit. So we're just going to replay the board. It's not playing as many cards as possible, but this board is still just better. And this Tesmal is still really safe. So hopefully they don't have too much going on. They played 2 cards, but they put 1 back in their hand, so they really only drew 1 card. The streak also is not doing anything. It only reduces our hand size when it has when it's not on the flank. So right now it's just a 2-power do nothing with elusive. So and if they replay their Sanctum that they put back in their hand, as far as we know, it's only 1 card, so it still is not going to do anything. I don't know what their plan is, but all right, there they go. Matthias the Fierce, and Mother Northel over here. Borden redeemed, sure thing. Cool. All right, so now our hand size is actually reduced. Fortunately, we don't care. I guess they could. All right, so probably gonna go shadows now. We're going to, so the reason for picking shadows is we get to pick off some of these annoying creatures. Our Tesmal is not likely to survive this, so it'd be nice if it did, but we're gonna give it the best shot that we can. First off, let's get rid of the streak. We're gonna put this Dusk Runner on the Tesmal. We're gonna play this Life for a Life, sacrificing our Spider for the Matthias the Fierce. Although I guess maybe this is not something I should have let hang out on the board. They can now action this to capture 2, and then Mother Northel to basically steal 1 from us and gain reap. So it's like Mother Northel is basically Dusk Runner. Or these 2 right now is the equivalent of our Dusk Runner plus gain 1, or plus capture 1. We'll just have to. I'm not sure. This still looks good because on our next turn, yeah, I still need to get rid of this Matthias the Fierce. The Spider couldn't deal with any of that. I'm not sure what real options this deck has for Matthias the Fierce. We did have to destroy them all. That could have dealt with it, but that I'd rather save that for something else. Hopefully they'll play their own upgrade or artifact, and we can get a little bit more value out of it. They're gonna go shadow. All right, so they pick shadows. They might have their own Nerve Blast. Lamindra, okay, that's fine. All of their creatures already have elusive. Then now they all have double elusive. Redlock. Skirmish, huh? Yeah, so we're gonna go dis. They cannot choose that house. Okay. We're going to reap here. They cannot choose, so they've just played Shadows, and they've basically only been playing Sanctum. Shadows and Sanctum for this whole game. So they can't choose Dis on their next turn. And then we're going to play this Onyx Knight. It's going to kill everything except for the Mother Northel. And we'll play a Charette. For no real reason other than to get a creature out. And now we have a better, stronger Dis turn. And hopefully we can just call Dis every turn now. Cermeros, that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And a Maruk the Marked. Okay. So how do we deal with all this nonsense? Let's see. I guess we can stop them from playing Sanctum with Tezmal. Fight. Can't actually do enough fighting. What do we want to do in that case? They gained 1 amber. We could steal it. Just reap for... But we need to kill this Cermeros. Okay. I think the answer here is Shadows and just kind of abandon the Tezmal. If they want to kill the Tezmal, they can. They can spend their whole turn doing it. So we're going to go into Mars. Unfortunately, we are losing our Dusk Runner. We're going to lose... Lose the Dusk Runner, lose the Cermeros. But it is what it is. So now they can go into Sanctum and fight with both their creatures to kill the Tezmal if they really want to. Otherwise, we actually have... our Mars is actually looking pretty good. We can go Dis, combat Pheromones to use the Mother Gun so we can pop the Mother Northel. Or we can even we can fight Charette. Or probably fight Charette because we wanted to draw this. Both these would be pretty good to draw. Fight Charette, Mother Gun to kill the Maruk the Marked. Not finished with you. Alright, so now they're emptying out their Dis of their hand, hopefully. Or if I were them, that's what I'd be hoping to do. This is a free turn for them to do so. Binding Irons. They got back Sir Maros, Borden the Redeemed, Rathias the Fierce, and Streak. So they just pulled back all their creatures. Oh no, they're not shadows. They're non-shadows creatures. Gub. Okay. Amber Imp. Okay. So whenever a creature reaps, it becomes stunned. What do we want to do about that? Alright, so we're going to go... I like the plan that I had before. We're going to go Dis. Play this action. Well, it's not on a flank. It gains +5 power and taunt. Cool. So we are going to combat Pheromones here. We'll use these two. Unfortunately, Mother Northel is going to survive. We're going to show them these 3 Mars cards. I guess they didn't have to show them all 3. And pop the Imp. Reap with this creature. They cannot pick Dis. Yeah, they can't pick Dis. Even though I just played it, maybe I should have picked Sanctum. We're going to fight... I feel like I should fight the Northel off the board. No, I can always kill it with the... Let's me reap. I can always kill it with the Mother Gun. So I think I actually am going to go for the fight here, the double fight. Am I sure I want to end my turn? So there's something... Oh, no. Right. Let me get to reap with... Oh, shoot, I messed up. Yeah, we definitely want to end our turn. We could have... I could have stunned... No. I would have to stun one of my... I had to stun my Tezmal if I use this Agent Human. So, I don't really want to. Tezmal's too powerful. The whole point of blowing up the Ember was so I didn't have to stun my Tezmal. So Tezmal lives another day. I have Binding Irons on right now, so that's why I'm stuck at 5 cards. Probably should have picked. Can't pick Shadows. Oh, all right. They just swindle. That's fine. What do we actually want to do here? Maybe I just do play. Yeah, I guess I'll go Mars. I'll activate this ability. We'll pop Mother Northel. Place creatures to the right. Now we can reap. We still have to stun our. Still have to stun our Tesmal, so I'm gonna continue not stunning our Tesmal. And we have a Harvester. Yeah, stun a friendly non-Mars creature and an enemy non-Mars creature. They can keep their Gub. Actually, I think I'm gonna pop the Life Ward here. I don't want them to apply any board pressure. I was really hoping to draw into more disc creatures so we can, or at least more disc cards that were not Gateway, so we can just keep using Tesmal, but can't really justify it at this point in time. Do get to go Mars and Reap for a couple. Rigged Lottery, that's fine. Ring of Invisibility, doesn't matter with our Mother Gun. I guess we'll forge a key. We're gonna go Shadows here. We're gonna hit them twice with Routine Job. And we'll play our creatures to the left because our Harvester needs a flank all to itself. So yeah, here we go. Did they hit any? I wonder. So, rigged lottery, discarding a Lion, Bad Penny, Yerk, Streak, Board and Redeemed. And they gained 1. They discarded our Bad Penny and our Little Nif, so we gained 2 off of that. All right, look at that. They played a big old board of Sanctum. So we get to go Dis finally. We're going to Reap with Tesmal. They're not allowed to pick Sanctum anymore. I guess we will Gongoozle the Gub. We'll do some work on that. Play our own Binding Irons and discard this guy. End our turn. I guess I should be playing for the Amber control a little bit more. So Redlock, Lethal Distraction. To make Yahtzee take extra damage. Okay, so what do we actually want to do here? We don't have. All right, what can we do? Actually, this Mars actually looks pretty good. So I'm gonna go Mars. So the plan right now is to Mindworm to fight the Gub. The Gub is going to do 6 damage to each of its neighbors, which will almost kill the Lord Golgotha. Yeah. Sounds good to me. Mars. Mindworm fight Gub. And then if we can get it down so they have everything. Nope, not everything has elusive. But we don't have enough so we need to kill the Golgotha because it has too much fight ability. So next thing is we're going to use the Mother Gun to kill Lord Golgotha. I could trade this Harvester for Redlock. Maybe that's worth it. Oh, cancel. Oh yeah, I can do this. Play this creature on the right. We'll have both of our Harvesters over here. Play this creature on the left. Actually, that might be worth it. Oh no, I can't because it has taunt. So there's nothing I can do here. So we're going to reap. Gain some extra amber. Oh no. Right, this is what we can do. We can reap with this guy. We'll stun a Yeti gang. And we will stun. They both have skirmish. So it doesn't matter. Stun the elusive one because it's harder for us to interact with it. Yeah, keep forgetting. I just ignore stun creatures, I guess. So that's the plan. That's what we're doing today. It's gonna keep stealing amber, and actually, this point is basically a Mars game. This mindworm. Actually, this mindworm is doing a lot of work for us. We can just keep fighting this gub every turn, and we'll keep murdering their creatures. And this mothership support's gonna do a lot of work. Well, all right. Cermeros, that's fine. Sweet. Okay. Blue key. All right. So mothership support deals 2 damage for each friendly ready Mars creature. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we get to deal 12 damage plus an additional 2, so 14 damage. We're gonna go Mars. 14 damage. So 6, 12 plus 2 more. So yeah, we'll definitely. I'm just gonna focus it all right here. Play it. 4. 4. We want to keep the gub alive, so let's put it here. We want to keep the gub alive because we want. Wait, why did that work? It had Ring of Invisibility on it. It should have had Elusive. Oh, right, because it lost its flank creature. Right, and then it died. That's unfortunate for us. Going to reap, keep stunning, cancel. Reap with this guy, get this back. At this point, I think I just gotta discard the shockworm. I guess I could play it on the right. Zorgs never live. Well, that's my bad. I need to pay more attention to this Zorg. But here we are. This is Keyforge. So we didn't get run over this game. We managed to take control of the board, and we got to see what this deck can do, especially with all of its amber, with a lot of its control being creature based. Getting knocked off the board early last game really hurt us. Yeah, this is a great board. It's a good board for us. Hey, Mortivis, how's it going? So after this, this is actually the last game with this deck. We're gonna switch over to another one right afterwards. Schuler. Classes, great. I got to talk. We got a blackboard. I didn't write anything down today. Because you guys are just so smart. I didn't have to write. You guys didn't need me to write anything. So good for you. Good job, opponent. And we're gonna jump into the cafe is one of the best parts. What are we playing? Okay, I guess we'll play against Jupiter. I'm not sure if Jupiter's there, but hopefully he's there. It's not. Alright, so this is the deck we're moving on to. Want to make sure Jupiter doesn't start the game while I'm not looking. 12 amber control. Like I said, like I said at the beginning of class today, this is my highest amber control Worlds Collide deck. It has a couple of steal effects, a couple of capture effects. Its Saurian is heavily reliant on this library here. It has Ludo, and then it has a bunch of exalting after that. A little bit of capture. And it has this Lilithal. Yeah, it looks like Jupiter is busy or something. When I see people do this on when I see this happening a lot, to me, it kind of reads like they're not there or they're not watching. So we're gonna ditch. Unfortunately, we're gonna play against this guy, this person. Them. All right, so low expected amber. So we come back up to our little bell curves here. Expected amber is on the lower side, but our amber control is on the high side. So we need to play a long grindy game here. Hopefully, our amber control is mostly limited to capture and some of the Saurian stuff. It's going to be a little difficult to actually play a grindy game, I think, especially if they have board control. Good luck, have fun. Kind of like the last deck. This opening hand, we're going second. Could be okay. The Failing Strike could do good work here. I'd like to have more protection for the redder, but I think that's really the only bad thing about the Saurian. I was thinking Draining Touch as Hand of Dis. This actually could be an okay start too, depending on what they play. If they play a really big thing that we can't Failing Strike, then we'll just go Dis. Otherwise, this Buzzle is kind of like a Hunting Witch or Library Access in a way. It gets stronger the more later in the game it goes. The more cards we have to play with, the more cards we have to purge with Buzzle, the more effective it is the turn that we play it. So maybe we can draw a couple more discards, or even build up the board a little bit. If that's our game plan, I don't really want to. This redder might exalt a bunch, and I'd rather not Failing Strike to put Exalted Amber on it. But if I'm planning on using Buzzle to purge the Quester here, I also don't want to put the Exalted Amber on it. I might have to hang out on the redder. The redders don't tend to live very long. I wonder if our opponent's looking at our deck list. Terror, great. Do I care about that? No, but this Failing Strike also is not going to do anything. So we're going to go Dis. Makes our Failing Strike a little bit better. I like Spider enough that we don't have any reason to. I don't think losing Spider here is worth the purge. So that's the deal. They probably don't have any steal effects. This is a Coda card, I think, exclusively. So they're limited to Schuler. So this Odak's not worth a lot right now. But we'll find out. They do have Untamed, so we should expect some high expected amber out of their deck. And big, or at least a big bursty turn. They could even have a... I'm going to look over here. This is it, I think. No, this is not it. Real quickly, what do they got? What do they have for us in terms of really low amber control and actually not that high of expected amber? So this pretty normal looking match. Okay, so we're going to go Saurian. I'm going to play the Odak. You can't steal from us. Ooh, this is really interesting. Anyways, now we get to Failing Strike. We are done Failing Striking. Play the redder and play the Quester on the left. Because they're playing Coda, I'm trying to play around Hand of Dis in this case. So I would prefer not to put my valuable creatures inside if I can help it. We definitely want to. So next turn, that said, our next turn, we're probably going to go Saurian just so we can get this library out. It's definitely worth it. Interesting synergy right now is hopefully this rigged lottery will discard a creature for us so our Exhume can get it, because this Annihilation Ritual is not going to prevent us from recurring any creatures that already made it to the board unless Hysteria happens. Alright, so they play Charge. They deal 2 damage to a thing. They have more creatures. They probably do. Although it's taking a while for them to make a decision. Alright, so they probably maybe they don't have more creatures, or they could have a lot of creatures. Trying to decide how to spread out all the... Okay, so not too many. That's fine. Yeah, so we're gonna go Saurian. I could play rigged lot. I could hawk the library. Sounds interesting. My deck doesn't need... I'm trying to think how much this Annihilation Ritual actually affects me. They could fight... Alright, so, sorry. Alright. Oh, that's a good idea. Sorry. Okay, so here's the idea. We're going to go back into Saurian. We're going to play Ludo. We're going to fight the Protectrix. They'll lose this Amber. And then we can just reap a couple times, and we'll have a pretty good Saurian board. So play Library, play Ludo. Or, yeah, play Ludo, fight Protectrix, reap. Choose not to use its ability, because we don't care, and we'll reap. This time we will choose to use it. Go up to 4. And there we go. So yeah, this should be pretty safe. I think our deck is actually pretty high in the creature count. So 21. So that the Annihilation Ritual is going to be really warp our deck. They, on the other hand, have 16 creatures, so it's not going to be too devastating. This charge is interesting. So the second, if we get to the point where we're shuffling through our decks again, this charge is going to have very little value outside the Amber Pip. I do really want to hawk this library. Unfortunately, they're not going to make it easy for me to do that. I need to murder this Hunting Witch now. I don't really have the tools to do so. Pestering Blow doesn't really do it. And obviously these two, Hawk and Rigged Lottery, are not going to do it either. They have 16 creatures. They've played 4 of them. Oh. Interesting. They use Lost in the Woods to get the Exalted Amber, and to return Hunting Witch to their deck when they maybe can have a better Untamed turn with it. Cool. So, alright, I guess we'll go Shadows and play the Rigged Lottery. They're gonna get a key here, but we milled over our Odak, which got Lost in the Woods. So these 5 cards. So we hit 3 Chimera Eclipse, or so we hit 2. Alright, sorry, 3. Trust No One, Chimera Eclipse, and Oubliette. We did hit a creature for our Exhume. That's good for us. Although I could just hawk it. But we're going to hawk the library here. Pestering Blow. I'll enrage my my Buzzle here. It's pretty good at fighting. It's much better at fighting than the Ludo. So they lost a Control the Weak, which is huge. Soul Snatcher, which they're probably going to discard anyways. Guilty Hearts, that's good. That's some interesting tech against Saurians. So yeah, that was good. That was a really good rigged lottery for us. We do have a board wipe here if we need it. More Nocturnal Maneuvers, that's fine. They played 2 cards, right? Yeah, okay. So that says to me that they have a 2/2/2 hand. They are due for... it's probably too much thinking. Anyways, we're going to forge our key. Going to go with this once again. We're going to play this Obsidian Forge. We're going to exhume our Odak because it's the only one that exists. Or the only creature in our discard pile that exists. To the left. I'm tempted to ignore... I want to discard this Harbinger. Our board's bigger, and I really would prefer not to have everything purged. Until I was really ready for that to happen. I don't want to give them outs to this either, so that's why we're discarding the Harbinger here. So the Snudge needs to get removed. Alright, so they killed our Ludo with a hand of dis. Guess I could have tried to play around that. I was talking about that. Oh, and they controlled the weak, so we have to pick shadows. Huh, okay. In that case, we will pestering blow the snudge. And we will play a Hugger Mugger. And we'll end our turn. So now, oh, maybe I shouldn't have played the Hugger Mugger. That was probably a mistake. That was a big mistake. I shouldn't have played the Hugger Mugger. Shield of Justice, do they have that combo? They do. Great. Yeah, there it is. Hugger Mugger was a mistake because I wanted the Snudge not to have any good fight targets. Without it dying. But now it doesn't matter. Oh, what the hell? That's weird. They could have fought 6 times with Snudge here. They use there's a rule of 6 combo you can do. Shield of Justice makes it so Snudge doesn't take damage when it fights. Then you play Zakiel next to Snudge. Snudge fights. Then you bounce Zakiel back to your hand. Replace Zakiel. And then he could have fought my whole board off. Or most of my board off the table if they really wanted to. Plus return 1 card to my hand. Yeah. So that is a little strange. At least that for me would be like 90% of the reason to play the deck that they're playing. Alright, so we're going to go Saurian. Because we have a lot of Saurians. Yeah, we're going to use the library here. To take the Hugger Mugger Amber. Play Odak again. So hopefully we're actually going to set up, not quite true, but we now have 2, I guess they could use Snudge to return an artifact to our hand. I was thinking we want to keep our flank creatures ones with good play effects, so the Snudge can't return them to our hand very easily. Yeah, Shield of Justice and Potion of Vulnerability are pretty much what you need to make it work. Is there anything else you can do that with? I guess it works with Gengar Chieftain as well. Except you need Potion of Invulnerability at that point. But yeah, Shield Justice, Zakiel is the easiest one to do it with. Alright. Sure, you can fight my guys off the board. I don't mind. So, what's the game plan here? Lots of fighting. Lots of fighting, lots of purging. Interesting choices that they're making. What do we want to do on our next turn? I think next turn I'm going to call dinosaurs again. We're going to discard So Salt, I think. Depends on how many of our creatures they remove. Alright, Cleansing Wave makes sense. Did some fighting to put some damage on the board. Some more fighting. Cool, I gained back some Amber. To purchase some more of our cards. Well, yeah, I think we're definitely at a point where we need to move through our deck. Draining Touch is... Oh, I forgot about this crab here. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I want to get back to the Harbinger. And that's a long way off. It's part of me saying we need to move through the deck. There goes Saurian. guess I can fight the crab. Sounds good to me. Fight the crab. Use the library. Play another quester. Reap. I'm gonna choose to not exalt here. And then part of me wants to, I guess it's the same thing as exalting on Jarta. I guess in that case, it's better to reap with Lilithal. Yeah. Because at least we're capturing, we're gonna maybe force some of the damage over here. So we're at 9. Part of me wants to try and build up for a Obsidian Forge key here. So if we forge for 6, we'll have 3 left over. We have 5 cards on board. So we can get, if we can get to 9 creatures on board on a disc turn, we'll get there. We're not close to it. Commander Remiel is a creature that needs to be removed, so we'll probably just Draining Touch that next turn. I don't know. As much as I want to, I might just fight it with the Centurion. Ooh, Virtuous Works. Interesting. Good for them. And they're just going to reap and try and erase us. Oh, interesting. Lots of interesting decisions. The Sequus, I think, should have fought, or should have reaped, but mostly because it captures one as well. They're at 10. Forge our blue key. What do we actually want to do? We need to minimize their board. We can do that. Okay. More Saurians. More Saurians, all Saurian all the time. So, library here. Fight here. I think I just go for it. Reap and Exalt. Reap and Exalt. Play this creature to the right. I think I will actually fight here. Capture some more, reduce their ability to capture Amber back against us. So I want to minimize their Amber control. Basically, we rushed a bunch of Amber here. Put them in a tight spot where they don't have good Amber control. Hopefully don't have good Amber control options. A lot of the captured Amber is spread out. Or a lot of the Exalted Amber is spread out. They could fight. And if they fight with the Raiding Knights, then we're going to get our Amber back. Mm-hmm. So they're going to need something really significant here. Oh, Snudge. Snudge is a good start. But they could have a Drumble here. Hysteria Drumble. I could do it. Snudge, Terror, GG. We did it. Good job. Good game, opponent. Thank you for the game. I appreciate it. One more game before I head out. A lot of private matches going on right now. All right, we will start a new game. Hopefully, anyone's more than welcome to join us. So take a look at this deck a little bit more. So it kind of did what we expected. It didn't generate a lot of amber. A lot of reaping is didn't required to win with this deck, denoted by the low bonus amber and low expected amber. Kenny Q. What's our opponent's deck look like? All right, so we're going first. Eterum is probably a pretty good first turn play. They don't have shadows, so I don't expect them to be stealing, so Odak isn't that relevant. I'm gonna keep hand. They have 14 amber control and 12 expected amber, so we kind of have an edge on both those fronts, right? I should hit the end turn button. Oh no, they have an edge here on the amber control front. Cool. CXO Tabers. Great. So we're gonna go dis here. We're gonna reap. We cannot allow CXO to live. It is too good of a card. I'm thinking that Buzzle Lilithal with a library, actually, maybe with the library out. With the library in this deck, putting Captured Amber on Lilithal is worth keeping it alive, and Eterum clearly is going to do some good work for us. More Star Alliance. Calm Officer Kirby. Fine. Draining Touch. Okay. They picked the Lilith. Interesting. Definitely put me in a rough spot, but we can... I think maybe I let the Kirby live because we have such a powerful Saurian turn coming up. So we're just gonna play a bunch of creatures and say, you know what? You can have your Kirby. You can play one extra action. Go for it. Maybe I should have been playing around this Kymor Eclipse here. They saw my bunch of Saurians and raised me their own bunch of Saurians. Okay. What do I want to do about that? So we can murder Saurians with Eteromes. We can fight a whole bunch. We can Kymor Eclipse, which will put back Ludo and Kirby, which is not something I'm very interested in exchange for our Centurion and our Quester. Pestering Blow. Alright, so you can Pestering Blow. I guess the Jarta? Rigged Lottery is okay. I guess I can do that. I guess that's fine. We'll Kymor Eclipse. It's not the best, but it's okay. We can protect one of these creatures with the Bad Penny. Alright, we're gonna go Shadows. I think I want to keep Quester around. Centurion's okay. Has a good play effect, so hopefully we can minimize our losses through that, trying to gain that advantage there. Hopefully we just discard Bad Penny like we wanted to. We lost Hawk and our Centurion and Umbra. And we're going to play a Pestering Blow. We'll Pester here. And that's our turn. I don't want this. This is an interesting way to... Cool. Sorry, this is an interesting way to get around Elusive, so if it has to fight us, it has to fight us. So they purge a couple of cards. I guess they care about their artifacts. Okay, so... we can go Dis now. 1, 2, 3, 4 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's too many, just too many Saurians on this board. We could also go Saurian and just fight their Eterome off, which might not be too bad. Or Draining Touch. Yeah, I like that plan actually. We're gonna go Dis. Going to Reap. Blow up the Paraguardian. Buzzle will Reap. I think we're gonna also can discard once again here. Draining Touch the Eterome. Play another Eterome on the right. So there we go. We have pretty good control of the board at this moment. Infernus fights Eterome. That's fine. Pestering below this Eterome. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna Saurian at this point. We're just gonna Reap a whole bunch. We're not gonna Exalt. We're not gonna Exalt. Oh, it's pretty safe for us to Exalt here with this one. I'm also not playing into too much to protect or anything like that. Play this. We will pop here, and I'm thinking maybe it's worth Exalting. No, it's not worth Exalting. We don't get any advantage out of Exalting. That's fine. They can have that creature. Ooh, Science Officer Morpheus. Increase our keys cost by 4. That's good. 2 wards, sweet. Alright, so we'll forge our red key. What do we want to do? 1, 2, 3 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so Eterome still only kills dinosaurs and has to fight. What else? We can Oubliette. Ooh, Oubliette. I do like Oubliette a lot. You probably just have to go dinosaurs. So, how do we do that? What's the best way to go dinosaurs? Maybe we don't. Maybe we go Shadows. Maybe we just play Cards plus board. Cards plus board still puts us in Saurian. So yeah, dinosaurs is probably just too good to pass up. Alright, so I can murder a lot of things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Reap here. Choose not to Exalt. Reap here. Reap here. Let's choose not to Exalt. I'm going to fight there. And we're going to actually use Buzzle. Going to fight Purge. Wait, what? Oh. I thought I can continue using it. That's unfortunate. I guess that makes sense. Reading is important. Okay, well that's good thing I still have this ODAC up. I'm gonna fight that. I can't let them having extra words. I thought losing my ODAC there was totally worth it. I didn't have to, but I didn't want to put damage on 2 of them. Oh well. That's unfortunate. Okay, so next turn. Reading cards is very important, and understanding the text is also super important. Interesting. Would they fight? Fought ODAC, second ODAC. That's fine. And tribute. Okay. So I think it's Shadow. This time it's actually Shadow's turn. We're going to Pestering Blow here, and we'll Oubliette. And then we'll play a pair of Hugger Muggers. And we'll end our turn. Good to know. Alright, so my current plan for next turn is to go Saurian once again. I'm going to play Ludo out. I'm going to Golden Spiral the Buzzle once again. Or maybe it's better to Golden Spiral a Hugger Mugger to pop the ward. So they lose 2. Or so they lose the 1 off the Hugger Mugger. Yeah, I like that plan a lot. They purged the Phalanx Strike and the Oubliette. They did not like the Oubliette. Hysteria, interesting. Alright, continue making us lose some Amber. That's fine. They'll play their own Buzzle. They lost their Lividia the Elder. Okay, let's see. What's the best thing to do here? Part of me wants to just go Dis. Sounds good. Trying to figure out. So I'm definitely going to go Dis. The question is, do I want to purge any of my creatures so I can fight Buzzle into their Buzzle? Because my current plan right now is I want to play Scullion and sacrifice Spider. But mostly because Spider is my least favorite discard right now. Maybe it can wait on the Buzzle. Sacrifice the Spider. Play the Forge. Just play a bunch of creatures. And we're done here. Cool. Yeah, so that's the thought process that went through my mind. Totally heard all of it. I decided that the Buzzle fighting right away isn't that important. So, cool. So they killed the Eterome with what? Phalanx Strike. Okay. And they decided to Exalt. That's fine by me. I think we're just going to play cards plus board in this case. Go Saurian. Play Ludo on the right. Just play a bunch of cards. Order should matter here. How much damage is this deals? 8. I'll take most of it, but I could get my Amber back. We're trading Exalted Amber for Exalted Amber to try and get here. Mostly I want to have outs to this. So yeah, I guess if they want to continue to exalt this creature to put wards out thanks to Lividia, that's okay by me. I just want the ability to kill Lividia when I need to. So we're going to fight here. Get some of our Amber back. So we're trading one Exalted Amber for one Exalted Amber. I have some chains because they use Binding Irons. That's fine. Okay, so what's next? They are going back into Saurian. Or not back into it. I guess that back into it. So I wonder if they're going to choose to exalt. Oh, I exalt Lividia and then each friendly creature. Okay, so all right, they want the ward. They're going to ward Lividia. Or sorry, its Reap effect becomes a fight Reap effect. Okay, they Axiom. Okay. That's fine. Interesting. So they exalted here for no value. I'm happy with that. We're gonna go with shadows, I guess. It doesn't really matter. We could fight here, pull them off a key. Not getting us anywhere. Yeah, we're gonna go shadows. Discard the bad penny. Play this trust no one. Play a pair of hugger muggers. And we will end our turn. Alright, so library. We've shuffled now. This library is down there at the bottom, along with Exhume, I guess. That's fine. Walls gets back. Cloaking Dungle, that's... Yeah, this feels like a lot of protection for a lot of creatures that aren't doing a whole lot. So what do we want it to do here? We could... Shadow seems okay, only for the fact that we get to play Brand and we have this active Obsidian Forge. Book is interesting. We need to get to the Hawk. This doesn't seem to do much. Saurian is also equally okay. Middling. I guess I do like the idea of Saurian only because we can start working our way towards removing the Science Officer Lang. I guess Dis does the same thing. We can murder it later. Saurian plays a couple of important creatures. Let's see. Yeah, it's important to get this library out. Play the redder. It's whatever. I think the plan here is to exalt. It will fight here, and then we'll fight there again. Capture some extra. We'll end our turn. And yeah. So, I mean, these guys are a little risky right now. Stealth mode, so no actions, which is most of our hand, unfortunately. Bornet's Touch, so they get to purge Harbinger, probably? Harbinger, Bad Penny, Odak, Eterome. So they purged Odak. I'm not sure why. I don't remember stealing from them. Play the second stealth mode. Oh, they hit Book to Reap with Elder. That's fine. If that's the case, I'm definitely going to go Saurian here. Going to Reap. I will choose to Exalt, so they have to pay the full 9. They get to archive a card. That's fine. Reap. We'll use the library to pull that off. I'll choose not to Golden Spiral here. We have too much Exalted Amber already. If it takes 2 more damage, they get it back. I do want to kill this Kirby. Maybe it's worth trading a Hugger Mugger for. Giving them 1 Amber. Oof, that sounds rough. I'm going to take the chance. I don't want to give them Amber. I don't want to give them a free Amber to kill their Kirby. Maybe it's worth it. Well, fortunately they didn't go into Star Alliance. So we're about to Draining Touch a bunch of stuff. Unfortunately, this Exhume's not going to do anything. I guess I could Obsidian Forge. I could Draining Touch. I could Obsidian Forge that. All right, never mind. Look at them purge all of our stuff. Go them. Soul Fiddle, Hugger Mugger, that's fine. Alright, so we're going to go Dis here. We're going to Draining Touch this Kirby, and we're going to Draining Touch this Science Officer Lang. We will, I guess, exhume the Redder. And we'll play a Spider to the left. And we will end our turn. Yes, we want to end our turn. We don't need to Obsidian Forge here. No reason to give them that. So next plan is to definitely go Shadows if we can help it. We're going to Kymor Eclipse. Unfortunately, we can put back both Infernuses. Maybe we just don't. But Exalt on the walls, sure. More Failing Strike kills more of our creatures. It's fine so long as we Forge for 6. I'd be pretty happy with that. They use Imperial Forge. It's fine, I guess. Or they discarded Imperial Forge? Or is not? They didn't have enough for it. They just guess they didn't have enough for it. 11, huh? Alright, so we definitely are going to go Shadows now. Go Shadows. We're going to... Don't want to give them Amber, so I'll play the Bad Penny first. And then we're going to cancel. We're going to play the Kymor Eclipse. We'll threaten them with this Brand out that gets to steal 3 on the next turn. No. Yeah, you can fight here. Sorry, fight the Elusive, so pops the Enraged. So they need to gain more than 3 Amber on their next turn. If they gain 3 or more, then we don't really get anything. Let's see if we go to if we had some more creatures, we could the steal off of the Bren. If we had 2 more disc creatures in our hand, the steal off of the Brand would actually be enough for us to Forge, but hopefully we just buy turns. Stealth mode again. Anger wards herself. Tabers. Book reveals tribute. Wow. That's exactly enough, huh? Gonna go Dis. To the right. We're not going to use it. We're going to play this creature to the right. We're going to Obsidian Forge here. That's it. Unfortunately. Off by 1, maybe. Good game, opponent. Alright, well, that was some of the more higher end Amber control decks that I have. Minus the unpublished Quantum. Hopefully give you an idea of what Amber Control looks like, how it's effective, what it does in the game. It was close. And it's now 10 o'clock. That will probably be it for me. Let's go find somebody to raid. Yeah. If you have any suggestions for people to raid, I'm all ears. But you can always figure it out over here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Wow, I got a follower and I'm terrible because I don't have that thing. Crit Camp. Oh, cool. I don't have my notifications visible. Yeah, whatever. Oh, yeah. Crit Camp's always a good choice. So we're going to go over, say hi to Crit Camp. Very sorry, Steve Adder. Vader? Stevader. Totally missed you. Apparently 2 hours ago. I appreciate the follow. And let's go say hi to Crit Camp. Oh, am I still here? I don't know how this thing works. I guess not. Alright. Hit the buttons. Start the raid. Just me. Okay.